There
What's
we
up?
go.
What's up, man?
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
What's
All
up,
right.
man?
I
Not
gotta
much.
give I gotta give DA his proper introduction, man. Listen, on the live with us, we got former NBA player, former six man of the year, former most improved player, former dunk on your face, number 10, former Orlando man. You see, I had to rep the hat for my man
Yeah,
today.
I see you
You
got the
know,
hat.
you know,
Yeah.
my man Darrell Armstrong. Let's my man Darrell Armstrong right quick, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
It's a
Appreciate
pleasure
it.
to
I'm,
have
I'm
you
not.
on,
I'm not
man.
the. I'm not the formerly dunk champion. I'm the former layup, make a layup in the dunk
no, I
contest.
just
Let's go
said
and get
former
that out of the
dunking
way.
on people's heads. That's
Let's get that out of the way, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I,
Pleasure to have you on, man.
Appreciate it.
absolutely,
Nice,
man.
nice being on.
Absolutely. So
Definitely
listen,
nice.
man, this is Two Cents to Change the podcast, man. How we normally do it. You know, we sent you the joints or what we go through, and feel free. We're gonna have a conversation. Then we're just gonna have little interview questions here and there. So it's a casual basketball conversation. We
It's
ain't
all
drilling
good.
you in your head with questions, okay?
It's,
We're
it's
gonna.
all good.
There
I,
we
di- I
go.
didn't even look at the questions that you sent me.
Okay, bet.
I
That's
All
like.
even
right.
I
better.
just like to go with the flow.
That's
All
even
right.
better. All right, man. It is
So,
your boy, C.O. McClain. I got my bro.
Melly Mel, and we live
Yes,
with Mr. Darrell Armstrong, man.
absolutely. All right,
So,
bro.
I
What we
mean,
got?
let's kick it off with the NBA Finals preview, man. Spurs
Yeah,
versus the Knicks. So,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, from New York, so Knick fan, unlike my brother, but you know, I feel like we made it. We got to get it done. I mean, honestly, a lot of people feel like OKC, if the Knicks would have faced them, they would have had a lot of trouble. I think people underestimating how good the Spurs are. Think they're a deep squad, even though they might have a lot of guards, but they play tough. And I honestly feel like the Knicks be playing so well that we could beat anybody. So that's where I'm at, and I'm Team Knicks. I'm rooting for the Knicks. What's your take?
My take is I got a lot of people on both sides. Sean Sweeney, who's the defensive coach now for the Spurs and going to be the Orlando Magic, head coach. He was the coach here with me in Dallas Mavericks, and that was my guy. So and then I got Casey Smith, Heather, and Jalen Bronson and Pete, Pete is the shooting coach. They always with the Dallas Mavericks for a long time when I was here. So my hands is tied. I want to see a good game. Um, I'm hoping for either one of them to win, but I'm really rooting for the Spurs just because I don't want to see New York win and burn down the city because I know it's coming. Y'all fans are wild. I'm gonna go ahead and say it just like that. It's scary. They tackled J.R. Smith on the street.
You see what they did?
Come on now. Come on. But it definitely would be great for New York fans to get that win and yeah, I am cheering, to be honest with you. I'm cheering for the Knicks. Um, Jalen Bronson, who we had here for a couple of years, a guy who I
Mhm.
love to be around, and um, was knew that he got a bad taste in his mouth in the draft. I mean,
Mm.
to be that far down the line to win two out of the last three championships in the NCAA in his last year to just sweep the whole thing, almost player of the year. It's a lot of new scouts that need to be out there in the NBA to recognize guys like that. You pick that guy just because he's a winner. You pick
Right.
Jason Hart just because they are winners.
Mhm.
Kel Bridges, those guys. You don't have to do no research on them. You seeing it. You seeing what they're
Right.
doing. So yeah, I'm going for Jalen Bronson and my boy Casey Smith and Heather and them. But I'm also it's a win-win situation because then Sean Sweeney got the head coach job at in Orlando, but also a
Yep, I
sad a
saw that.
sad one
Yep.
too for me because I felt like Mosley he got a bad deal,
Mm.
especially with all the injuries that they had and things like that. But at the end of the day. It's a win-win situation for me now. Between you pulling for your Knicks. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
only thing I'm not a big fan of Stephen A. And all he wants to do is get on there. That shit pisses me off, man. No. And he talked real bad about Jalen Brownson when they got him. So
Mm-hmm.
many
Yeah,
people did. But
Yep.
I'm
yeah,
telling you, man, I used to tell that kid, man, I said, I can't believe you was this low in the draft, that you went that late.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to say, I told him, I said, man, I would have picked you just because it's hard winning in the
Mm-hmm.
NCAA. It's hard
yeah,
winning championships in the NCAA. He won 2 out of the last 3. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a hell of a thing, and it shows you with all the guys that he won with, four of the top players that he won with are still in the
To the
NBA.
NBA and playing with him,
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
yeah,
two of them is playing with him,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one was playing with him, and,
Was, yep.
unfortunately he got injured. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's an amazing accomplishment that they did, and but like I said, I just want to see a good championship. I'm gonna sit back and just watch it. I mean, because my hands are tied. I love to see Sweeney on the sideline because I know
See,
he's an intense guy. I used
see,
to love seeing him in the huddle when he come in that huddle and they ain't doing their defensive principles and we go over defensive shit every day. And you now all of a sudden you come out here doing some new stuff.
mm-hmm.
No, I love to see Sweeney get in there. He already, he got the red hair and everything red, and he be so. I be like, damn, he about to explode, boy. He about to be a firecracker in that damn huddle. But he keeps it real because at the end of the day, we here in with the Dallas Mavericks, um, you know, when Jay Kidd and them got here, and he came with Jay Kidd, we went conference finals first year,
Mm-hmm.
and without knowing what was going to happen. Then the next year we didn't make it. Then we come right back and we go to the NBA finals,
Mm-hmm.
and just to watch him do his work every day. I'm gonna tell you, the Spurs will be ready, and the Spurs kind of have a upper hand a little bit because they got beat by New
That by
York
the Knicks up in
in
the
the
cup.
in the Cup championship.
Yep.
So
yeah,
that's a little edge. But I mean, right now the Knicks and the Spurs wasn't playing on this type of level that they playing on now. Both of them are playing on a good level because I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you right now, it ain't easy to go down in there and beat a team that grabs you, tug on you, tackle you,
yeah, yeah,
play rugby football down in OKC. If you
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
beat them, you know you beat them. You earned it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yep.
yeah,
say that. And I just think that the Spurs will have that big man down there below, and they got some tough guards. But that damn Jalen Bronson boy is special.
yeah,
Jason Hart is special.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mikael Bridges and all them. Just imagine they win this NBA championship.
Boy, the
They done
yeah,
done
Knicks,
it. They
the
done done it
man, New York
again.
gonna be on fire,
They
boy.
done done it
I'm gonna have to
again.
go
Those
down
three.
there.
Yeah,
Yep.
New York gonna be on fire.
Yeah, I'm have to
I'm
go
gonna be
down
right
there.
here. I'm gonna
Just
be right
and
here.
I'm gonna
Just
be down there with a
wait.
Brooklyn Nets jersey on. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I'm gonna
go
be like,
Brooklyn.
hey man, if you was trying to go to New York, you should have went before the NBA Finals because they gonna tear that thing up if they win. I can tell you that.
yeah,
But
Hit it.
uh, that's good for New York. It just, I mean, that's the fun thing about the playoffs. You see the Knicks fans outside watching the game. You see when
yeah,
Toronto they won it and they had their fans
yeah,
outside. I mean, that's
yeah,
special, man. That's a
Mm-hmm.
it's a thing. I get chill. I've got chills right now because I mean that's the hardest thing, hardest championship to win. You got to win. What is it? Four rounds of 7 game series. You got to win that, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of teams can't go. I mean, I look at Minnesota, how well Edwards get his team into the conference finals, or he gets them into the second round. He just can't get over that hump. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I think he would get over that soon because that's the same type of things that Michael Jordan used to have to go through. And when you
Mm-hmm.
continue to go through it, at some point it's gonna break. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I say, even with New York, I know he's not gonna get no credit, but that's basically his team um is what's his name, the head coach who got fired,
Mike Brown.
Tub,
Oh,
Tub,
you
Tibbs,
talking about? Oh,
Tibbs.
Tibbs. Yeah.
yeah,
So basically that's kind of like Tibbs' team that Mike Brown took over, which Mike Brown done a hell of a job. That's not easy to do,
Right.
Yeah.
because Mike Brown is a spec to
Hey,
go back
Kiki.
to
Mhm.
the conference final
Mm-hmm.
or to the NBA finals, and he's done it. But now
Mm-hmm.
got to get over that other hump of winning it. So, contribute to all those guys and those coaches. Tibbs is a hell of a coach, and Mike Brown, he's been around this league. He's been a head coach with LeBron in Cleveland. He's been a head coach Sacramento's, and now look at the blessings he's getting. He's gotten a team that he took over. Same, almost like Steve Kerr. He took over
Yeah.
a team that
From Jackson.
Mark Jackson had, and they was
Mm-hmm.
right there. They kept getting right there. They kept getting right there, and they couldn't get over the hill. And Steve Kerr came in and found the way, and that's what it's all about. So hopefully, Brown will find a way, and y'all can go ahead and tear up the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm tired
It
of them. I'm tired of them. Every time I'm at the light, they blowing the horns before the light turn, and then let's go. So but I'm happy for New York fans, and I think that what's impressive to see the older guys come back and be a part of that.
yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
Patrick Ewings and Charles Oakley hasn't been there. But
Yeah.
Spreewell and was
And
in the NBA Finals
Starks and all of that.
against
Yeah.
San Antonio
Yeah.
uh, that year with the lockout. But I mean, so. We'll see, man. I mean, like I say, I think it's going to be a hell of a series. I hope it go all game 7, and man,
Yeah.
that'll be something special either way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And speaking about the finals, but a team that won the championship last year, OKC, who the Spurs beat. And sometimes a team they lose and then, it's like, oh, we gotta blow up the team, we gotta do this. So my question, and I guess, bro, you start this one off.
Mm-hmm.
Are changes needed in OKC, in your opinion?
In my
No,
opinion, yeah, I don't think they
oh, you
need to
go. I'm sorry.
change. Now you good. I don't think they need to change anything in OKC. Obviously, you had Chet Holmgren who got his ass kicked by Wemby. He looked like a deer in the headlight. He didn't want to move around and do nothing with Wemby. Kind of got shot away from that matchup. I just think that They didn't have they second best player
J
what's
Dub, yeah,
J Dub. You know what I mean? So it's like we don't want to make excuses because like you DA, injuries is part of the game.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they didn't have the full team to really go ahead and head with San Antonio. Even though I picked the Spurs and I am never going to change my pick until they win it. I always pick the Spurs to win the chip. But they didn't have their full squad. I think it was missing J Dub and another dude. It was another guy who was
Mitchell.
missing.
I think Mitchell didn't play the last game neither.
It was no
yeah.
for
They,
like
they,
for the
they
series. It was another guy.
I forgot his name, but yeah, it was another. It was
But
a,
yeah,
a
so
key
and there was
point.
two
Yeah,
of their main guys. I know
yeah,
OKC got a lot of rotational players though. So
yeah.
it's like they had people to cover them up, but I think missing J Dub really hurt them. But they don't need to change that. They
Mhm.
just need to get Chet and watch some Michael Jordan films and watch some gritty films to say, no, when the competition come to you, you better go out there and compete against somebody out there busting your ass. And that's what he should have did.
Yeah.
What you think, Da?
Yeah. What's up, Jay? What's up, Jay Z boxing?
Jay Z boxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't think they need to make major changes. I mean, you hear I sometimes with ESPN they just go overboard.
They
They need to
do.
get rid of
yeah,
Chat and they need to do
Yeah.
this. And no, you keep the bulk of your team. You keep
Right.
that bulk of the team. That's why they won a championship last year.
Yep.
Well, we basically did the same thing the Spurs did to get to the NBA Finals or beat them. We beat them in the second round that year.
Mm-hmm.
But we also beat them in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, the Spurs beat them in the regular season too, in the 4-game series. Won more games. I think they won either 4-0 or 3-1. But at the end of the day, you kind of get a edge about yourself, especially going
Mm-hmm.
down there because it's tough winning down in OKC.
Yeah.
It's
With
tough
fans
winning
is
down in
crazy.
San Antonio. So
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, no, you don't break up. break up your team or get rid of one of your major guys. Like you say, injuries is part of it. That's why you
Mm-hmm.
got the guys to step up. What I really thought, though, what really hurt him was, what's the name, trying to come back and play when you had the kid
J-Dub.
Mitchell.
J-Dub.
J-Dub
Yeah.
tried to come
Mm-hmm.
back to play, and you had the kid Mitchell, and J-Dub was nowhere ready to go. I mean, when
No.
you keep tweaking your hamstring and you keep going out, you're not ready.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta bite it. But I love that about J-Dub, because he felt like his team needed him, and sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and just let these guys who was playing so well, like the Mitchell was balling, but when J Dub first came back, it's
Mm-hmm.
like he disappeared.
Yep.
Now he goes from starting to back to a
Gotta put.
role player.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't fault J Dub for coming back and wanting to help his team. I
Mm-hmm.
love that about players. But I just thought it hurt him a little bit, and but at the end of the day, you find out about your team during the regular season of
Yep.
what you can do when guys go out, and they still was winning. Certain teams could still win.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes certain teams can hold it down for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they fade away because they're not used to playing those big minutes. They used to playing they roll minutes. When
Right.
then you start playing those big minutes, then all of a sudden that fatigue sets in a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought OKC handled it well, and that's why I thought J Dub should have trust a couple of those guys to say, you know what, I got faith
Mm-hmm.
in y'all. Hey, keep doing what y'all doing.
He probably got a call. That's
Yeah.
what happens when you get a call.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's why I put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Mm-hmm. So while he got the DA got the ring of death because probably on a call or something like
Yeah.
that. He was on the topic of OKC, should they blow up their team? Um,
Oh.
yeah, he went away. Yeah, he probably was on a call. But that's
Mm.
what happens when you're on a call. But yeah, man, I don't think they should blow up that team. I just think that, like DA was saying,
We good, Kiki.
we
Yeah.
good, Kiki. We good. Shaq just gotta man up, man. That's what we gotta do. Man up. Get
Yeah.
some hairs on his chest. I mean, he need to drink some Hennessy. He drink some Hennessy. Shaq gonna be all right. Drink some Hennessy and take a line. Ooh, that boy gonna be out there frying, boy. So yeah, Shaq, take my advice. Drink some Hennessy in the line, and you be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Better luck next year, OKC. And then, we could, so let's talk about that finals format.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Before we move off the finals altogether, the
Mm-hmm.
2-3-2. I remember I love watching them old games and seeing that 2-3-2. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, because then some people would complain like, oh, it gives the lower seed an advantage in this and this, but it's like, nah, not really.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. That's how all of the finals was, and it was all right. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
There we go. My fault.
Now you
now
good, DA.
you get.
I had my what you call it on his charge, and it got too hot.
Oh,
That's first time they done me like that, man. I'm like, what in the world? But
it.
But back to what we were saying about the I
Okay,
think like
see.
I think J Dub should have trusted his team a little bit, players a little bit more, and just let them go because they done it in the regular season. So
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, give credit to San Antonio, man. Hey man, they did it game one, and then they did it game seven. They just stood in there,
Yeah,
took them punches, and kept it going. But they got off to both games great starts, and that's a key, especially in game seven. Great starts.
Mm-hmm. So we was just talking about the like the 2-3-2 format, and how they were considering people was considering maybe going back to that format. Bro was talking about. Go ahead, bro. Finish with what you were saying about.
but I was
Are
saying
they
like, you know how
are they
the
doing it? Are
finals
they
from
doing it this year?
No.
no, no, but it's like, and especially with you being in certain atmospheres, right? You know how some people will say the 2-3-2. Well, the lower seed might be getting an advantage having three straight at home and this, and I'm like, but that's how it always was. And I mean, I didn't feel like they ever needed to change it. but I know things, TV deals, everything like that. But how did you feel about that format? And do you think they should go back to it, or was that unfair advantage for anybody? What's your thoughts on that format?
I think it's great. I mean, either way, I just think it's great.
Yeah,
And a lot of times when they do, and I always thought they did the 2-2-3-2 because of
Mike, check. What's up?
so many um, media people have to fly, because you got media throughout the world that's coming in for
yeah,
the NBA finals,
Mm-hmm.
and so to make it
sure.
easy for them, they go two, and then they go three, and that way, and then they go right back to two. So uh, now they're gonna have to go boom, boom, boom. But
Yeah,
I'm not for sure how far San Antonio from New York, but you got the in between days and stuff like that. 2 or 3 days in between, so they got plenty of time to do what they need to do. But I do like the 2-3-2 because it's different
yeah,
from the regular, the first two or three rounds. I'm sorry, 3 rounds. What is it? First round, second round, and then third round. Yeah,
yeah,
conference round, third. So it's different, to do the NBA finals like that. I think it should be 2-3-2, and just change it
Mm-hmm.
up like that. So,
yeah,
we did it in 2006 when I played here with the Dallas Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
We won the first 2 games, and then we lost we lost the next four. You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
we lost the next
The
four.
next four. It's like,
But
goddamn.
but
Like he just thought about
yeah,
it like,
yeah,
goddamn.
yeah, damn, we lost the next four. But at the end of the day, it's a great format. That's the format I used to see when I was growing up.
hmm
And I wasn't a big basketball fan at that time, but that's the format I always used to see when I growing up. The 2-3-2 format. So
I'm
hopefully
just thinking,
they're
does it
gonna.
make it more competitive though, or does it like how you said, bro, give the away team an advantage? Because the away team win one game, they
Mhm,
know they got the next 3 games at home, and if that team, it could be a bad road team, but an exceptional home team, and they be like,
mhm,
"Yo, guys, we just got to get one at home, one away, one away. We going back
yeah,
home and knock them out." Like
mhm,
it's just like I understand how the format is with player rest and everybody and the travel time and things like that. But I just think competitively, for me, looking at it, it just gives the away team an advantage as opposed to making it even kill for everybody. I think the new format makes it even kill for everybody, regardless of traveling and stuff like that. Cause I used to watch that format
mhm.
like, God damn, they got 3 straight games at
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. Like you said, you've been through. How was that? You said you won the first 2, then lost the next 4. How was having that 3 games, that span? How was that for y'all?
It was good. I mean, when we won the first 2, I didn't think we played well,
Mm.
even though we won the first 2. So that was the scary thing. But we actually went down there and played well in game 3. Um, we came down with 6 minutes and 39 seconds to go. We come down and scored. J-Host Josh Howard scored a bucket, and we went up 13. And I remember Miami called a timeout, and Josh Howard coming to the huddle, and he's like, "Man, let's get these motherfuckers out of here, man. Let's go." And I don't know. It's just it was a strange way to explain it, but we was never the same team after that timeout.
Damn,
We
one timeout, coach y'all to
we
lose
lost
yeah,
4 games.
up 13 with 6 minutes and 39 seconds to go.
Crazy.
We lost that game and never won another game. And then Stackhouse got suspended. Um, game 4 for game 4, hitting out of all the people he gets suspended on, Shaq. Now
Shaq,
come on now.
yeah,
Hitting
big ass
yeah,
Shaq.
Shaq on a layup or something. I'm not for sure. I forgot what it was, but I know he got suspended. And so we end up playing game 5
Shaq.
stack.
without Stack.
Mm-hmm.
It was something special, because I mean, uh, you're just trying to find ways to get it going, find it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, we didn't play good to me game 1 or game 2, but we ended up winning.
Mm-hmm. Winning.
And Miami found it. Hell, they found it so good. We end up, special. We end up leaving the hotel. because we haven't that year. If we played more than one game on the road, we never lost every game on the road until
Mm.
NBA Finals. We
Mm.
lost three
Wow.
games on the
3
road
games in a row.
in a row, and
Wow.
one game. I mean, game 5.
Mm-hmm.
They give. I mean, God damn, they give Dwayne Wade 24, 24
Yeah.
free throws.
Free throws.
Yeah.
Come on
Hey,
now. He scored
speak
22 points
to
from the free throw line. Nobody want to see that shit.
now. Look, speaking about Dwayne Wade, right? Because Patrick Beverly was saying that he'd take Harden over Wade and stuff. You play with a prime Wade. Like, tell the people how much of a cover it was to guard that Dwayne Wade. And the speculation is already over, but you played against Dwayne Wade in that time. How was it guarding that man?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I can tell you, Dwayne Wade's got what, four or five championships?
He got what, 3?
Three or
Three. Yeah.
four? Three?
3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But,
So that right there explains it all. Because
yeah.
because that man know how to win. He
Mm-hmm.
watch this. I don't know if y'all remember this. So when we beat him in 2011, and that was Bosh and LeBron James'
Braun.
first year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what Dwayne Wade had to do in the middle of the year that year
He
when
had to switch it and let LeBron.
he finally went to the media and he
Mm-hmm.
told the media, "This is not my team anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's LeBron's team." Because
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, J. Kidd was locking LeBron ass up,
Mm-hmm.
picking him up full court, doing little stuff like that. LeBron scored
Mm-hmm.
8 points in an NBA final game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade just special, man. He was good. I remember Doc Rivers. We was playing in Milwaukee, and Doc Rivers brought him in there. He was in the locker room. He was just sitting talking to Doc before the game, and I came in there. And I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something before the game, and Doc introduced us, and that's my first time I ever knowing him and everything. And Doc's like, "Yo, he's gonna be special. You might make sure you watch him." I was like, "All right, okay, all right." You know
Yeah.
me, I'm saying, "Man, I'm gonna bust your ass." But I said, not knowing
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna play him too much, but
Yeah.
uh, he's a bad boy. Some of these old basketball players don't need podcasts.
And thank you.
Yeah.
You
Some of
did.
them they really don't
Damn, they don't.
because some of them, but everybody got their opinion. But
Right.
some
Yeah.
guys don't need, like James Harden is great. Don't get me wrong, he is great. But
Hmm.
I just when it comes to the playoffs, you don't know what you're gonna get. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're gonna get because at the end of the day, this year, I know they were sitting there like, man, what the hell we done did? We done made this mistake, but they had to make that trade because guess what?
Yeah.
At least I'm gonna give Harden credit. He's gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Darren Garden, he couldn't stay healthy. You
Yeah, he
don't
couldn't
know.
stay
Yeah.
healthy.
He's sitting
Mm-hmm.
on
Yeah.
the bench most than he was playing,
Yeah.
and Garland was a hell of a all-star player too as
Yeah.
well. But
Yeah.
that's gonna be a knock on Harden until he get over the hump because
Yep.
Yeah.
everybody's gonna keep talking about that. He
Shots by Watt. What up?
he can't get over the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I say, Pat Bev, then you're gonna come back and backtrack yourself. Hey, say what you
Yeah.
say, man, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, man, Dwayne Wade was a winner. Dwayne
Yeah.
Wade
Winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hear
is
that, Pat Bev?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
winner.
I,
is a champion.
yeah. I got one for you, DA.
Okay.
It's two things I want to ask, right?
Yep.
For you
Yep.
winning the most improved and sixth man same season. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you see somebody get an MVP, defensive player, but you doing that. So I want to know your thoughts on that season and winning both those awards. That's the first part, right? And
And
then
the
the
only
next
player
part,
to do that too. Let's put some
yeah,
on that.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then
I like that. I like that.
The
The
only.
yeah,
only.
The
yeah,
only.
yeah, right? And then the
Yeah.
next one, all right, it ain't even a comparison, but you played with T-Mac and Penny.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know. All right, before we get into the awards, let me ask this, right? Because this one is more layered, right? let me ask this. The first part of this.
Okay.
Should T-Mac have even been allowed to rock number one when he came to Orlando because that was Penny number first?
First of all, let me see. What's up, He Hall? That's one of my homeboys right
Yeah,
there
Shots
off
by
Union
yeah,
Watt.
College. What's up, He Hall? That's how I used to
Hee
call his
haw.
name. Hall, yeah,
yeah.
I can say it like that. Um,
Hee-haw.
all right. First of all, yeah, I think they should be allowed to, especially if you're a superstar. And not only a superstar, but T Max watch Penny, you know,
Hmm.
as he came up. T Mac from Florida.
Yeah,
So T Mac wearing that jersey number for a reason because Penny used to rock that number. Penny had a lot of people wearing number one.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
if it was retired, I mean, I understand. But I mean, T Mac did his thing with it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah,
Penny would be proud. I'm for sure. Penny would be proud of that. That he came in, and this is a guy who watched Penny. Penny was special, man. Penny was special too. He got hurt, he got injured, but Penny was a
yeah,
special player, man. Just knew how to play, and that's why I understand why T Mac wanted that number because Penny knew how to play. Penny knew how to
Mm-hmm.
win, and that's something special. That's something you don't find a lot.
And who you taking though? Who you giving a nod to?
Oh,
That's this the one.
neither one. I can win. I can win with either one. I can win
Because
with either one.
you got to play with both of them before
Yeah,
injury and when they was really. So that's why I was like, you the
yeah,
perfect person to ask
yeah,
that. Because that question comes up a lot. So that's why I wanted to ask
yeah.
you that specifically.
You can
You
win
know,
with either one. Penny would I would say would probably be a better passer.
yeah,
But T Mac can pass that ball too.
yeah.
Um, but both of them could play defense. Penny
Mm-hmm.
used to take that challenge. Remember, T Mac came from Toronto. He
Yep.
he he just started scoring,
In
and then
Orlando.
but he was known
Mm-hmm.
for being up a player.
Hmm.
He
Yeah,
could D up. So um, be honest with you, you can go with either one. I mean, you can win with
Mm-hmm.
either one because they
Yep.
know how to win. And at the end of the day, um, if I give a nod, I always would say Penny because Penny got a little farther than T Mac did. Penny got to the NBA Finals
Mm-hmm.
in his prime, in his young years, and um, I'm not for sure with T Mac. I know we beat him here when they was up 0-2 when he was with Houston, and we came
Mm-hmm.
back and beat him in Game 7. Hell, we blew him out in Game 7, by 40. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
but you can't blame T Mac. A lot of times your role players have to continue to be good role players, and also step their game up as well. But sometimes things happen. But uh, I could take either one. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's because it's people don't realize how hard it is and how special these guys is. This just to score the ball when you know you're gonna get double teamed.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're gonna get trapped in the post. Coming off pick and roll, you know you're gonna have to pass it out because they're not gonna let you play. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing when we had Luca and Kyrie here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because of them willing to pass the ball, get you in good position. You
yeah,
know, now your role players got to play basketball. So that's why I say people don't understand, man. Then you got to score, and then you got to do this. You got to do so much offensively. I know a lot of people say they don't play defense. You know what? We got
Hmm.
guys that need to step up and play defense. When we had Luca here, the Lakers didn't do a good job to me with Luca protecting him on the defensive end.
hmm, hmm,
One LeBron is older. LeBron he point switch a lot, and they don't. You're supposed to come together. It's a lot of empty little spots and space. They didn't have a low man. We used to have a low guy when Luca was ISO over there to be ready to help him. So you do things for those guys because they do so much for you offensively, not just
Mm-hmm.
scoring, but getting guys shot. And making plays. So, but yeah, for a lot of those guys, that's it's something special, man. To be man, I
Mm-hmm.
remember the Hard and Hustle team when we Doc Rivers' first year. And I was a guy that played both sides of the ball. I played defense. I still pick up full court.
Mm-hmm.
I averaged 16 that year, and man, I was drained after games, man.
Mm.
Like, I'm averaging 16. These guys averaging 25 and 28
The
and getting
stamina they
dropped,
gotta,
man.
yeah.
That's let you know how special, like Kyrie, like
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Luca and T Mac, Penny, these man, yo, the list
mm-hmm.
go on because at the end of the day, um, that's something special
Mm-hmm.
to have a different defense against you every night.
Right.
Some
I want to
some
ask
some
too,
straps. Mm-hmm.
like, 'cause, being undrafted, as you was, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is the hardest part? Being making the NBA or staying in the NBA? Like, what's harder for you, or what's the harder route?
Well, you always want to be drafted. I don't care who you are. You
Mm-hmm.
want to be drafted. And then for me, I wasn't drafted. I wasn't even known. Coming from Fayetteville State.
Mm-hmm.
I for 5 years I worked my tail off to get opportunity to play in semi-pro leagues, and then one of the biggest league that I got involved was the USBL, and that
Mm.
was a summertime, this time of the year league. It'd be going on. It'd be almost over because it'd be near the end of the year. Excuse me, but you usually started somewhere in between March and April, but it was a great league because we had John Lucas and his rehab team. We used to have
Oh,
guys. Oh
John
man,
Lucas, great coach.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and my coach was Al Outlaw. He's passed now, but Al
Mm-hmm.
Outlaw. He used to. If you can go on Two Chainz albums and hear Two Chainz talk about Coach Outlaw,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to have some good games. I mean, good teams, good players. But we used to travel on a van, so it taught me a lot. How once I got in that NBA and I got my opportunity, because that's how I got in camp, was the USBL. So when the
Mm.
USBL was over in the next week or two, you go into summer camp. That's how it was always worked with the USBL. And I never forget my first year. I had got cut. My first year was kind of crazy. I got drafted to the Raleigh Bullfrogs. Let me run this down real quick for you. Got drafted
Mm-hmm.
to the Raleigh Bullfrogs, playing up there with Chris Corchiani and a lot of the NC State players. I end up getting cut. But my first day riding up there, and I never forget this. My first day riding up there, we also had a guy named Chuck Nebbit who played in the NBA. Chuck Nebbit played at NC State. Um, Chuck Nebbit got my first day riding up there. What you think happened? I'm riding from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm in my Ford Escort, a stick, a
Uh-oh.
Ford
Full
Escort, driving
escort.
up there from Fayetteville to Raleigh. What you think happened?
You done
First
caught a
thing come
flat or
on the
something?
news, huh?
You said what?
First thing come on the news. Magic Johnson has to retire from the NBA.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Magic Johnson has AIDS. That's my first encounter of getting ready for semi-pro, trying to get to the NBA.
wow.
Shot me, stunned me. Next day we got practice. We had a little thing. The next day we got practice. I don't see Chuck Nebbit, and I'm like, "Yo, Lorenzo Charles, who won the national championship for the NC State on that dunk, off the rebound, off a missed shot, he dunked it, and they won the national championship back in the day against Keem Olajuwon in college against Houston. So he's passed too. But the rest, so I asked Lorenzo Charles, like, "Yo, where's Chuck Nebbit?" He said, "Man, you didn't hear?" I was like, "Nah." And this was like kind of starting to, now this is the blueprint to everything. He got picked up by the Lakers because of the Magic
Mm.
Johnson thing. The Lakers
Mm-hmm.
picked him up. He was playing with the Lakers that next day or that night. I'm sitting here like, "Yo, I just said
Damn.
last night." So, boom, this is how this thing works. And so, for me to get to the USBL, because I got released and went back to school, I was staying with my college coach Jeff Capel and his family,
Jeff Capel. Mm-hmm.
and rest in peace to my coach. Um, but I couldn't do my work. I wanted to play, so I took off and left school, and went to Atlanta, and that's where I tried out and made the team. That's how I got in the NBA
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
camp,
Nice.
and now from there I went with Atlanta Hawks, Orlando, and then it just kept going, And from there, man, that's how I got picked up and went overseas 2 years. I mean, I even had to quit at one point before I got all this started. I had to quit and get a real job because I got released from the CBA,
Mm.
went back to the Global Basketball Association, was tearing that league up, and the league folded in 2 weeks.
Damn. Mm.
Wow.
And I couldn't get another job, so I had to get a real job working at a yarn factory in North
Mm.
Carolina, Dixie Yarn.
Wow.
Mm.
And so from there, after that, I went right back to the USBL that summer, and then everything just took off. And
Mm.
2 or 3 years, I was in the NBA.
Incredible
Nice.
story. Shout out to Shots
NBA.
by Watt, man. He was like, he was thinking about going overseas. He said, glad you did. He was trying to talk Watt going overseas. He said, glad you didn't listen.
Yeah.
Glad
No,
you
but
didn't listen.
and it ain't nothing wrong. Overseas, that was fun too for me. Um, and I went to Cyprus, Greece. Like I always felt like God had me on a pattern. I'm not gonna lie
Mm-hmm.
to you. I felt like God had me on a pattern, taking me here, taking me there. When I went to Cyprus, Greece, um, and the way I got picked up was um, I didn't have no film. So this guy who played for John Lucas' team, and we
Mm-hmm.
played him at, like, I think it was Florida Atlantic or something like that, Florida International, one of them schools. It was one of those schools, and we played him there. That's what we was. They home games was, and he had like a good game. He had like 25.
Mm.
I had 37 that night,
Mm.
and he sent that film over to show it. And coach wanted a film of me. He saw me on the film, and he ended up picking me, which is crazy.
Mm.
Oh
And
wow. Wow.
but watch this. This is why I say it's so much of history that I went through. The coach who picked me up, he left Cyprus. I mean, he left Greece because him and his wife wanted to have babies, and the technology in Greece was for doctors wasn't good as in Cyprus, and that he went to Cyprus to coach. How about this is one of the coaches, and y'all need to do your homework because I'm gonna give y'all homework right now. It's been three guys in the history of college basketball to average 40 points. Pistol Pete was one. Don't I got to get the third one? I forgot the third one. My coach over there in Cyprus, who came from Greece, he averaged
Mm.
40.3 at Ole Miss without a 3-point line. They didn't have 3-point
Mm.
lines back in the day. Do your homework.
Wow.
Check that. Check that. Make sure you check that. But
Mm.
All right.
he ended up coaching me. We ended up winning the championship over there, and then I came back home, got back in the USBL, played again, and then tore that league and went right back to the summer league. And I think Miami Heat was hosting it, and it was at a gym that I had got a quadruple double in the USBL. I had got a quadruple double coming off the bench.
Mm.
46 points, 10, 13 assists or something like that. But I also had 10 goddamn turnovers too. Um, but we ended up
Had the
losing the game
quadruple double in there.
quadruple double, and we end up losing in overtime. But that's where they played the game at, where I got the quadruple double. And
Mm-hmm.
man, I this one I knew um, I was there. I was getting there. And
Mm-hmm.
I tore the league up. We had three games: Atlanta, Orlando, Charlotte, and Miami, and I was with Orlando at this time, and I just told the league up. I was scoring and dunking. I was doing everything, but I decided because Orlando had drafted a point guard named Brooks Thompson, rest in
Mm-hmm.
peace, good guy. Brooks Thompson, they was going to give him the opportunity to play before me because he was drafted to him. So I went back overseas, played in Spain. Played against the great Oscar Smith. He just passed about a month ago or two. The great Oscar Smith, the Brazilian, used to get buckets on our Olympics team. But he was 42 years old, and we playing in the ACB. The ACB is
Mm.
the Spanish league. That's the league Luca played in.
Mm-hmm.
Arvidas Sabonis
Mm-hmm.
played in.
Okay.
Michael Curry, who played in the NBA. So we was all in this league, and I ended up leading the league in scoring, and I got the call the last game of the season to come sign
Mm.
back with Orlando because they wanted me to come in and camp, but they didn't guarantee me all my money. So I went over triple my money because I was playing in Cyprus, Greece. Watch
Mm-hmm.
this for $36,000.
Damn.
36 just to keep my career going,
Just to keep it
and then
going, yeah.
won't keep it going, and then like I said, I tripled my money, went to Spain, led the league in scoring, Last game of the season, my agent was calling me, and he was like, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm trying to get out of here, man." And he was like, "Yo, you got to get out of here." And then my antenna is just like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, Penny hurt. Nick Anderson got something going on with his neck. It's an 80% chance they're gonna sign you." What was perfect was we had a game that night but they were supposed to play it on Sunday. But because of Real Madrid playing in the European Final Four championship, we was trying to give Real Madrid 2 or 3 more days to practice. So they moved the game up to Friday. My agent called Friday. And after the game, they had a little team dinner. Man, I'm sitting over here like, man, I'm picking my food. I'm sitting, because the last 5 games of the year, Oscar Smith came by me. He was 42. I was
42.
I was 20. I was 25. Oscar Smith came by me and was up like 5 or 10 points on me. And the next 5 games with left on the season, I didn't score under like 37. I went 37, 37, 38, 38, 38. The last game I had 38, 8 threes made. I was hot, but I'm sitting here and I'm waiting. And one of my teammates was so crazy, Chandler Thompson. He's played Ball State, but Chandler was like, "Yo, what's wrong with you, D?" I was like, I was in a fog in the locker room. I'm like sitting there. I wouldn't go outside and sitting there. He's like, "Man, something ain't right with you. What's going on?" I ain't supposed to say nothing to nobody. I said, "Yo, man," I said, "it's a 80% chance I'm gonna be signing with Orlando tomorrow." Get the
Get
fuck out
right.
of here. I said, "I'm for real, man. You serious?" I said, "Yeah." Man,
Incredible.
so I like I say, we went after the game, we won. I went to dinner, I had a nice steak. I wouldn't eat it. I was over there picking it,
You
and
better. That
I
tastes
was
like
waiting for
NBA
them.
steak.
Yeah, I was ready, and I was waiting on them to say, "Yo, we done." I took off to my apartment that they had for me. Took off to my apartment, ran back, sitting there waiting, and that phone run. My agent was like, "Yo, um." congratulations. I was like thinking that he talking about the game. I said, "I appreciate it." He said, he got quiet. I got quiet. He said, "You're an official member of the Orlando Magic."
Orlando Magic.
And I was like,
Nice.
"Get out of here." He said, "Yo, you got to catch a flight. You got to fly out of Santa Monica, Spain." And I never forget, I called because now it's like almost 11 o'clock. So I called the family cab driver and his wife, his daughter, and they got me in there. I didn't think I was gonna make it because they was driving fast down the little Spanish road. I was like, "Man, I just need to slow down a little bit
Slow
now.
down
I
now.
want to get there."
You don't know that
So
right.
yeah. So my agent was like, "Yo, when you get there, just go in there, call your name." I went in there, called my name. I didn't even take my luggage out. Called my name, showed them my passport. They was like, "You got luggage?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "You need to get it." I was like, "Oh shit, this shit is really happening."
It really
Ran back
happening.
outside, got the luggage, said hello. I mean, goodbye to them and everything. Came back in, and man, I was like on first class, like just sitting there numb,
On the way to the
Yeah.
numb.
what?
Like
What would be your
5 years I've been trying to get there,
get
and
there?
so I had to fly into New York. I flew into Real Madrid first, and then flew from Real Madrid to New York. Got to New York. They put me on a small plane with what you call them, propellers. Where you,
Them
Yeah.
propeller planes,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, and it's storming out there. I'm like, oh, I ain't gonna make it, man. Oh, don't do me like this guy. But I told my mom I'd call her before I leave, but I didn't call her because I wanted her to be surprised. And I called her and told her, I said, "Mom, I'm in New York." She's like, "Didn't I tell you call me before you took off?" I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not coming home." She said, "What you mean you ain't come home?" I said, "I just signed with Orlando." And she just dropped the phone, screaming. So my stepdad get the phone. "Yeah, what'd you say to your mom?" I said, "Man, I'm signing with Orlando." "You lie." I'm like, "No, I'm about to go sign with them now." He stopped playing. He said, "Stop playing." I said, "I'm for real." He said, "I'll
You
call
know, I
y'all."
want
I
to
said, "I'll call
ask.
y'all later."
What?
I flew, got to Philly, and John Gabriel was there, the general manager at that time. John Gabriel picked me up, went back, walked in the locker room, walked in the Spectrum Stadium with Rocky. That everything was known for Rocky then. That's what they did.
Yeah.
They filmed
Mm-hmm.
Rocky. Walked in there, and the first 2 players I met was Shaquille O'Neal and
Mm.
Horace Grant, and I say, "Damn, these some big,
Mama
these some big."
made it.
I made it. These some big dudes right here. Man. But when I walked in there and I said hello to Coach Brian Hill and Tom Sterner, I think they was on the drawing on the board, right? and man, they had the black pinstripes on that night. Man, I walked in there, I saw Armstrong. I knew
There you
I.
go. What would
Mhm.
be a Darrell Armstrong stat line in today's NBA?
Ooh,
Yeah.
it'll be all around. It'll be 4 rebounds, um, 5 assists, maybe more, but and 12 to 13 points,
12
somewhere
to
in there.
13 points.
Yeah, because I'm playing off of my if I was a young BA, it'll be a little higher. But if I was
Yeah,
a
that's what
young
I'm saying.
BA,
Like
yeah.
okay, put it at a
But remember
22-year
how I
DA.
came in though. Remember how I
Huh?
came
Yeah.
in. I had to work my way in.
Yeah. You
I
had to
didn't
work
get
your way in.
drafted
Yeah.
though. I'm just talking
Yeah.
like the way I came in
Right.
because
We talk about today's NBA, how the NBA's play now. You take a 22 to 25-year-old DA. What's your stat line?
I don't know because I always play. I'm an unselfish guy.
You
I
too
always play
modest.
both.
You a modest
No,
guy.
I always play both ends because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm picking up full court.
Yeah.
That's how I can impact the game.
Right.
Um, but I average 16, 15, 14, and 13, 12. So I averaged that over a span of 4 or 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
So, and that's playing full court defense
Mm-hmm.
almost every
Yeah.
time down. But I don't know. Now they shooting a lot of threes. Oh, you right.
I
Yeah.
think you will average like 23, 24 in
I
today's
say
NBA.
I say probably about 2 more points. 18. The best I was averaging was 16.2. I'd say probably about 18 or 19. Because
Okay.
they jacking
Yeah.
them now.
Yeah, they
Because see,
jacking them.
Yeah.
I still played the defense end. I still would want to set screens on guys, to get
Mm-hmm.
somebody else open. I still want to do all those little things.
You gonna
So
be like,
Yeah.
wait,
that's why
hold
I
on, these
say,
guys don't. They be like, these guys don't play no D. I
Yeah.
can just go into
right,
the hole,
Hey,
and
I,
they're
yeah,
gonna move away from the block instead of
yeah.
coming. Oh yeah,
So
this is easy money.
yeah, hey,
I,
hey, 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 2 more points, especially these days. 2 more points coming off the bench.
yeah.
Shit,
I,
that would got me. That would got me almost 100 million now coming off the
Yeah.
bench. They paying
Right.
guys like that.
What you gonna say,
But
bro?
I
and
was about to say,
and go
you
ahead.
get, now you got, I'm about to say, I had one for you. How was it in that 99 first round against Philly and having to deal with AI when y'all,
Uh,
that playoff series in 99?
Whew.
that's the one. Was that the lockout? That was the lockout. I mean, that was the
Yes.
year I
Yep, the
won
And
Yaka
y'all
six
played
year.
them
man
y'all
and
played them
most
in the first
improved.
round.
Yeah, that's the year I won the 6 man most improved.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
but they gave me the trophy against AI and them. We was playing that night. Um, and then I went out there and got in foul trouble real quick. But that was a crazy series, especially when we lost that one at home. Like
Yeah.
we couldn't recover on the road. Them goddamn fans in Philly, man, they're like New
Tough.
York. They crazy. Man, I'm like, man, you could barely hear yourself thinking that thing, man. And then I was like, oh man, they over here punching Mickey, man. They punching Mickey in the mouth with Rocky. They had all kind of stuff. Hey, what we doing, man? But AI had the 9 steals in that one game, set a record.
Yeah.
He was just incredible. You give him credit, man. He's not a defensive guy, but he found the way to, affect the game with his steals and things like that. You get 9 steals, that's incredible, man, on the defensive end
Mm-hmm.
for any team. But that was a hell of a moment because that's game 4. My mom walked across stage for me doing game 4 at Fayetteville State and got my diploma. So
Oh,
I'm
nice.
talking about my diploma, my degree. So
Yeah.
she walked across stage for me while I was playing that game and getting eliminated. But that was special for her, to do that because a lot of
Yeah.
times, first couple of years, she paid out of her pocket just to keep
Mm-hmm.
me in school, which for me was special for her to do it and go get uh, that diploma. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, on that degree. But yeah. So, but AI was special.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that was one. I had a game. T Mac. it was crazy because T Mac didn't score in one of the overtimes. I think we went 2 overtimes, and T Mac didn't even score, and I didn't really recognize that. I went and watched the game a while back, and I was like, "Yeah, I finally bust AI ass." You know what I'm saying? Pulled his ass up. Cause
Hey,
then
easy now. That's my brother's favorite player now. Don't
yeah, I
talk too
know,
much
but I'm
crap now,
saying,
Da.
watch this. I'm saying I bust his ass, we won in overtime. Um, I had like 34, 13, and 8. I meant to
Mm-hmm.
triple double in that game. And took over in overtime. I was so goddamn hot. I stepped across the 3-point line. You on YouTube and see this. I stepped across the 3-point line and the kid I forgot his name. Lorenzo. I forgot Lorenzo's name. Oh, ugly dude, but he was ugly. He was ugly with that J that night too, right there. But
Uh-huh.
I stepped across the line, and they still gave me a 3. We didn't have replay and all that back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't go back, and they still
Yeah.
gave me a 3. And I knew I stepped across the line, but that's how hot I was. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking when I watched it a couple months ago, I was like, let me see what AI. Let me get the regular stat sheet because you can go in here and get the regular stat sheet.
Yeah.
I said, I know I busted his ass. I had 34. AI had 47. I said, damn, I didn't bust his ass. Damn, he bust mine again. But he took that L. He took that L. I'm telling you. He bust me for 47. Yeah.
uh, and you know
Yeah.
what? Another thing I want to know too, like, because one of our topics we was talking about it last week, where we was talking about like the goats, right? So then we was talking, and then Kareem name came up. He's like, why nobody really don't mention Kareem as much as they mention Jordan, right? So I
Hmm.
want to ask you, right, like because you played against Mike numerous times,
Yeah.
conference finals, regular season. To you, like, who would you take out of the two as far as if not picking the GOAT, but saying because if you want to put it in totality of basketball, who would you put as okay, this is the GOAT? Michael or Kareem?
Um, eh, like Mike, I think Mike made great points. Mike gonna always be my GOAT.
Mm,
Um, I played against LeBron, but Mike gonna be my GOAT.
mm,
Just because I used to have to see how basketball was played back in the day.
mm,
See like LeBron and KD and all these guys, especially Hard. These guys, Harden won MVP. Look how many
mm,
times he's been traded to
mm.
different teams. You don't build. You're supposed to build. They're supposed to come to you and build with you.
Bill with
So
you.
you know what I'm saying. And I thought it was kind of crazy when LeBron left Cleveland. You call yourself the king. I always get this from Ti. Like Ti is the king. Ti gonna take on whatever come through an ATL. Ti want to take it on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because he called himself the king. He represents like that.
Right.
And I thought LeBron being called the king, but they made the king leave his throne.
He was thrown. Mm, hmm.
Is he a goat? Hell yeah, he's a goat.
Hmm.
He's not my goat, but he's a goat because he's
Hmm.
been so good to the NBA. He's been
Hmm.
so good to fans to watch. And at the end of the day, you know, I don't know why, and I'm not saying this because he's passed away. I don't know why Kobe Bryant don't get called the GOAT. This is hard for me to see and hear, but people because of new generations, and a lot of the new generation haven't seen these old generations.
Play.
Kobe was
Yep.
Kobe took the
Hmm.
blueprint from Michael Jordan and went five
Absolutely.
out of six championships in his
Hmm.
same team. So that's a
Hmm.
GOAT to me right there. Mike had to go through the Detroit Pistons. I appreciate all that. Those things taught me to how to really work hard and just do what you got to do to win. Because
Yep.
Jordan and them had to do what they had to do. The East was a beast back in the day. The East was like what the West
With
got
the
now.
West, yeah,
The
absolutely.
East was a beast.
Yep.
The Davis boys in Indiana with
Yep.
Reggie
Indiana.
Miller,
Yep.
Mark Jackson,
Yep.
man, New York Knicks, Charles Oakley,
Yep.
um, Patrick
Smith,
Ewing,
Pat, Starks, Ward,
Derek Harper,
Anthony, Harper. Yep.
man,
Hmm.
man, And then you had Detroit Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Boston still was shining. Come on, man. Man.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia, man. Come on, man. But
Then
once
he
again,
had Jaw with Shaq and all of them
then they
guys.
had Orlando. I mean, man, man, the East was a beast. But I mean, for me, like Jordan is gonna be my GOAT because I used to when I was in college, used to watch Come Fly With Me. I used to watch all these things, and I used to watch them games because
Mm-hmm.
I used to cheer so hard for him because I wanted to see him get past Detroit, see him get past Indiana, New York. I mean, man, every series was tough back then,
Mm-hmm.
and they let you play basketball. Now that's what they do now, especially with OKC. They let you get beat up by OKC.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
beating you, they tripping you, they doing. But that's good. That's how basketball's supposed to be played. Don't look for no
Mm-hmm.
calls unless it's obvious.
Yeah.
But even with sad thing with Shea, I mean, a lot of people's not gonna look at Shea like he's an MVP. All this flopping during the playoffs and falling
Mm-hmm.
down but Shea is good. I'm gonna sit here and tell you, Shea
Mm-hmm.
is good. Other
Mm-hmm.
credit Shea don't get, he plays defense. Shea
Mm-hmm.
can get down and dirty on defense too. But once again, it was just for me, Michael Jordan, watching him would just come up and still see the anger on a lot of guys like Isaiah Thomas and them upset. When you sit like to listen to Isaiah talk, and he was in his hometown when Jordan beat him one night. He said he walked and stayed out late and went sat by the little water place. They have little river stuff going through there, and he kept thinking, man, wow, what we got to do to beat this dude? Oh,
Mm.
that's when they came up with what? The Jordan
Jordan
rules.
rules, yep.
So I mean, come on, man. That's something special, man. That's something
Mm-hmm.
special. But once again, yeah, LeBron is one of our goats. You got to give
Mm-hmm.
it to him. I mean, he ain't win a lot of championships. He won what, 4 now, or what did
Yeah,
he
he
have?
had
Four.
4,
But
Four.
I
Yep.
mean, to how many times he's been there?
like 30.
Like Bill Russell. Bill Russell is a GOAT to me. I don't care if he played with guys under his age. To win 11 championship and
We
then
talked
win
about
one
that
as a
too. We
coach.
talked about that and
Yeah, you got to give that man
how
his
he
GOAT.
accumulated those. I mean, I
That's
think we don't put Bill Russell in there as far as the rings because
man.
how little of teams there
Watch this.
were, how
Watch this,
easy
B.
it was to get there. But
Watch
no,
this
don't
here.
disrespect the Bill. No
No,
disrespect.
but watch this. Bill is a GOAT. But watch this. How many guys right now in this league could do what Bill and them did, Ali and them did, to know all the racism? They can't stay in the same hotel
To
as
get
their
through, yeah.
teammates, their white teammates. How many guys you think can sacrifice that? One
Mm.
thing we had back then was great leaders. The Martin Luther
Mm-hmm.
Kings, the Malcolm X,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So those guys went through it and still had to
Mm-hmm.
go out and play. When I
Mm-hmm.
watch, I don't know if you ever watch. I love true stories about sports. I watch and I happened to catch it one night. Woke up in the middle of the night and this movie came on called The Express. It's about
Mm-hmm. Oh, the
Ernie
Express.
Davis.
Uh-huh.
Ernie Davis, the first black Heisman Trophy winner,
Mhm.
and the stuff that they had to go through back in the day. When they
Yeah.
and I look it up because when they played Texas, University of Texas in the Cotton Bowl, and to be for the national championship here in Texas, where I'm at now, they stayed at the Anatole, you
Mm.
know. But guess where they had to stay? In the back. It was three black guys on their team. They had to stay in the back. They couldn't stay in the Anatole
Mm.
because of
Segregation and everything back then.
segregation. And when they
Mm-hmm.
won the championship against Texas, they couldn't go to celebrate the championship. They had to go find a barbecue spot because why? And they still had that golf course here, but now it's not like what it was. Because they didn't allow blacks into the golf course, the country club.
Mm-hmm.
So could our guys do that today? And I'm
Mm.
not gonna say they couldn't, but to me,
It's a
no.
lot.
Thank
Yeah.
God
Because
times have changed, though.
times have
Good.
changed because our guys now they want to play with each other. They want to change teams with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a scenario back in the day. Hey, I want to beat Jordan. Jordan want to beat Larry Bird. Larry Bird want to beat
Mm-hmm.
Magic. And Magic want to beat Isaiah. Those was the thing. So
Mm-hmm.
our guys was built different from
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that they had to overcome. And now these guys that we got everything. I didn't get a cell phone. My first cell phone was my second or third year in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Everything was beepers, and I wasn't a beeper
Yeah.
guy. I didn't do all that. But at the end of the day, now the social media, the Instagram, all this, it's a distraction. It really is. I mean, shit, it's a distraction for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I wake up in the middle of the night and might look at my Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's a distraction, but it's also a great platform for a lot of people. But you know, how much do we really use it like that?
Right.
How much we really put stuff out there for people to know. But um, like I say, I thank God for the Ali's, the stuff that he went through, with going to the army stuff. And, man, these are some of the heroes that that we gonna see in the history books, even when we're not here. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be in these history books. I know Trump trying to get rid of all that, but at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
you can't get rid of Black history. You can't
Nope.
get rid of it. And so for guys like that, Bill Russell like that, I mean, they paved the way for us to have this freedom to do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? And Ali and all those guys. And I'm always grateful to, no matter what, be a part as an African American to play in a league that's only had 500 players in the NBA. And just imagine, I mean, 5,000 players, over 5,000 players only in the NBA. So
Mm-hmm.
just imagine that as an honor, and me being an African American getting the opportunity to do something that's special like that. So, for me, yeah, that's why I give a lot of those guys a lot of credit. And um, I can't knock LeBron because what he did or go where he went. It was his choice.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I just grew up on guys who really grinded out, who
Right.
really done it, who really say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna get him. I never
Mm-hmm.
forget when we played Michael Jordan. This is my first year when I signed with Orlando. We played Michael Jordan in the second, was it the third round, or second round of the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs, and that was his first year coming back. And
Hmm.
I never forget when he came back and they lost to us. The first thing I heard that was his trainer hit him and said, "Yo, call me, let me know when you want to start, man." He said, "Tomorrow."
Hmm.
He said, "Tomorrow," because all he had was, "See that hat on your head? Orlando Magic. That's who I got to get." And what happened? This is the type
Yeah.
of stuff you need. This is the type of
Right.
stuff our young athlete needs to show guys how to work, how to prove themselves. He went and
Mm-hmm.
won
Yeah.
the next three. Not only
Mm-hmm.
won the next three, he brought a guy over named Dennis Rodman, who used to beat his ass on the
Mm-hmm.
court, fouling with all the fouling. When I say beat his ass, fouling
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
hard fouls. They brought Dennis Rodman over to win what? Another three.
Mm-hmm.
So impressive. And I thank God for, Jordan's, the James Worthy, who's from my hometown, the Eric Sleepy Floyd, who's from my hometown, to play in the NBA. I'm a country guy. To see those guys get in there and do their thing and give me an inspiration to,
Mm-hmm.
what I can do it too. I can make it as well. And
Mm-hmm.
so you're thankful for those guys. I'm thankful for Isaiah Thomas. He's a small guy still. I know he's burnt from a lot of shit from the things the way he feel, but
Mm-hmm.
that's how he played. He played the game that way. He played
Right.
with a chip on his shoulder,
Yep.
and a two times champion. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, that's how it's supposed to be. I'm not trying to like none of these guys out here trying to go. Hey man, what we doing after the game? Nah, you gonna kick my ass and then I'm gonna go out with you? Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah. I mean,
So I
cause
got I got a final question for you. Then I let my brother take it away with his finals. Like 20 years
Mhm.
from now, 30 years from now, when it's all said and done, when they talk about Darrell Armstrong, what do
Mhm.
you hope people say about you other than basketball?
Oh man, I love and it's still a love for me to see is that I have people come up to me and just say, "Man, I appreciate how hard you play, man. Love watching you play." Um, when I go back to Orlando, I'm still known for the hard and hustle team. Um, with Doc Rivers and Ben Wallace and Bo Outlaw, Chucky Atkins, Pat Garrity. We are known for hard and hustle. We was picked to win only I think it was 10 or 12 games that year.
Mm.
And we ended up going 41 and 41 with two
Mm-hmm.
10-game losing streaks, I think it
Mm.
was. And so I appreciate fans who recognize me for the way I played the game, how hard I played the game, giving my body up, for my teammates, for whoever, what organization I played. I just loved and wanted to win. You know, I wanted to always be a guy who can set the tone, no matter if I came off the bench or started, because my thing was about winning, and make a quick story real quick. And that was the heart and hustle. I thought this night capped off our season of how grateful we was to have each other and the things that we did. I'll never forget Penny Hardaway first game back. We played him on TNT, and it was the trade deadline at that time, and we lost 82, I think 78. Lost a tough game back to Penny on TNT. And right after the game, we had to fly and go to New York and play New York. Well, we traded 8 guys away that night. I mean, I'm
Mm.
sorry, 5 guys away that night during the game. During the game, we traded 5 guys. We went up to New York with 8 players.
Mm.
8 players. And we kicked their ass by 20. Spreewell, Allen Houston, all of them. Because what I say, I love to win. It
Mm.
started with me, set the tone. Ben Wallace set the tone. Bo Outlaw set the tone. And I never forget, Chucky Atkins was it's like his going out party. He was over there pigeon toed 1-4 flat, shooting that thing. And that's why I always appreciate what fans come up to me and say, because that was me right there in the eggshell right there of hard and hustle and just playing the game the right way, and just trying to win every day no matter what it took.
Here you
That's
go.
what it was.
What you
Yeah.
got, bro?
And I just to close it out. So like, me and my brother doing the podcast and, on our way up, what words do you have for us that's coming up to try to, be successful and reach where we trying to reach? What words of encouragement do you have for us?
Just keep it real, talk to it, get the guys who is going to always talk real with you, especially the ex-NBA ball players,
Mm-hmm.
ex-NBA, whatever, football players. I'm not for sure if you do all sides, whatever.
Dog sports. I want a cricket player.
So exactly. Oh, Lord. I don't even know if that was good form, but it looked like you scored.
It
I
was
don't know.
horrible. It was horrible. D. I tried. I tried.
But nah, just keep it real. Find guys who's going to give you some good stories, the good talk, and to keep the energy up as you go through your podcast, man.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I got stories after stories, and y'all asked me one about the 6 man and most, but we didn't even get to those stories. I didn't get to
Right.
talking
Yeah,
about that, But at the end of the day, just enjoy it. I mean, have fun with it, man. And it's always a blessing. I get a lot of requests sometimes to do podcasts, and sometimes I get burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes, like during the season, I didn't want to do it this year because my son, being his last year in college basketball, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to stay on there and stay locked with him. But
Mm-hmm.
continue to make your way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't be scared to step out there. AI, can we get you?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Even if you say, yo, we only need you for 30 minutes,
Right.
guess what? You got
yeah,
AI on here. Stephon
Mm-hmm.
Marbury, can we get you?
Mm-hmm.
Even
yeah,
if it's for 30 minutes, you got them
Mm-hmm.
on here. people recognize that with a lot of those guys, Bo Outlaw, Ben Wallace, those guys. I mean, everybody's not talkers, and I understand that. And some guys just, it's just like a basketball camp. When I did my basketball camp, I gotta make sure I'm there every day and throughout the day. Not just come there, walk in for 30, 40 minutes and then leave for the rest of the day. No, you got to make sure. I had to make sure I was there because I want my stamp of approval on my camps, that parents know, hey, Darrell's there all the time. Darrell's jumping in drills with them, and doing little stuff like that. So those are the qualities that you want to make sure that you bring when you hit somebody in a DM. And hey, man, we had Darrell Armstrong on, but and just talk, do your talk. Sometimes it can be the littlest things to make it interesting into guys that want to. You know what? I'm gonna hit them up. I'm gonna hit them up because, like I said, at that time, I think y'all had hit me up a while back, but I was just basically retiring out of basketball and didn't really want to be a part of anything. I really didn't watch a lot of basketball this year. I'm a football man, but when the time is right, I hit y'all. Y'all hit me
Wait,
back.
you say
And I
you're a
was like,
football
let's
man.
do
Who's
it.
your team?
Oh, Washington Redskins.
Oh, the
I'm
Redskins.
not a
I'm a
Washington.
Giants fan. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
man, DA. We're going to see y'all this year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna hit that dark, kid. Yeah, we're gonna hit the dark. Yeah, yeah.
We're going to see.
Oh, you better have
Hey,
American
you better
flag
be.
with us.
You
We
better have
better
your
have.
DMs open when we bust y'all ass, and I'll be in your DMs like, go
Hey,
Giants.
bring it, because we're gonna be back. You best believe it.
Hey, man, I just want to say thank you to my man DA for coming on,
Yeah,
man.
man.
It
Thank
was
you for
great.
coming
Hey,
on,
we
man.
gotta do a part two because I feel like we couldn't get everything out, and we got
we,
short time. So I'm like, yo, we got to do a part two. Whenever you're ready, we got to do a part two and
let's do it.
kind of dive in a little bit more,
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
But yo,
Look,
man,
look, look. It was
appreciate my
time because
man
he,
D.
he he
Huh?
over here going crazy now. It
Who?
was time. The dog over here going
Oh,
crazy.
the
Like,
dog.
tell him
He like, listen, I gotta go outside
I
and pee
gotta
pee or
go
something.
outside.
Hey, man, shout out to my man DA. We're going to stay in
Thanks for
touch,
coming
man. We're
on,
going to get a
man.
part two,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Salute,
Appreciate
man.
y'all,
Thank you,
fellas.
man. All love,
Yeah,
man.
man.
All
Thank
right,
you.
definitely that, fellas.
Take care.
All right,
Appreciate
y'all.
y'all.
2 cents of change a pie. We out.
All right.
We
59.
out.
Peace.